Hi, Jamie here. Thank you for watching this video. I want to talk about the important topic of your right to appeal a restraining order that's entered against you and when you should consider doing so. Let's be honest, judges are human and sometimes they get it wrong. And when the decision that they've made results in a final restraining order being issued against you, it can have lifelong implications. In fact, I have an entire video on the consequences of a final restraining order that you should watch so you understand what that looks like. But there's an opportunity to potentially appeal a restraining order. But it's really important if you're considering that you're consulting with an attorney who has experience in the area of appellate work because it is nuanced. So I want to go over some basics today so you understand the process. If you are a defendant in a domestic violence case and you believe that a court got it wrong or unfairly judged your case, you may have a basis for appealing a restraining order. I want you to note that I said may, because not every case is there a basis to appeal. In fact, I turn down more appeals than I take because frankly, not every case is appealable. And you want to make sure you're consulting with an attorney who knows the difference. Appeals don't just mean that you're unhappy with the result. There has to be a legal basis to appeal what a judge in the trial court did. A legal basis to appeal is that the court misapplied the facts to the law, or they abused their discretion, or there was some evidence that they failed to consider. Those are legal bases for appeal, not just because you're unhappy with the result. Again, I have to stress the importance of consulting with an actual appellate attorney who practices in this area to determine whether there are grounds to appeal a final restraining order. It's a nuanced area and it takes technical skill and experience. I'm often brought in after a case to determine whether there's grounds to appeal. It requires that I listen to the hearing or read the transcript from the hearing to determine whether or not the judge actually got it wrong. So again, it's important that you're consulting with the right type of attorney here. It's the key to your success on appeal. Timing with appeals is critical too. The court rules require that appeals be filed within 45 days of being served with a restraining order or other order if you're appealing a different type of order. That 45 days starts from service. Typically, the restraining order is served on you while you're in court for the final restraining order hearing. But sometimes it can take a couple of days, but you want to make sure you're managing time. You want to make sure you're consulting with an attorney quickly. So you're giving them the opportunity to do the due diligence and determine what grounds you're going to appeal on. Sometimes you appeal on multiple grounds, and in fact, you should. You want to ensure that you're encapsulating everything into your appeal that you need to be successful. Again, don't wait till the last minute. Don't consult an attorney on day 42 or 43 or 44 because they're not going to be able to get it done. And while there's a motion at the appellate division to extend time to file, it's not a guarantee. So you want to make sure you're not in that position. I also want to reiterate that an appeal is not a do-over. You don't get the opportunity to fix things that happen during the hearing, present evidence differently or better. That's not the purpose of an appeal. In fact, on appeal, you don't have the ability to introduce new evidence or testimony at all unless the appellate division grants a particular motion allowing you to do that. Instead, the appellate process is designed for the court, the appellate court, to look at what the trier of fact did in the underlying matter and determine whether they got it right or wrong, whether they abused their discretion, whether they misapplied the facts to the law. Those form the basis for whether you have an appeal. And that's why it's imperative that you have an experienced appellate attorney by your side to make the right arguments for you, especially in the cases of a final restraining order, which again can have lifelong implications. So what should you do now if you feel that a final restraining order was wrongfully entered against you? You should pick up the phone. You should talk to one of the qualified appellate attorneys in our office who are experienced in this area. We have proven success getting these types of restraining orders dismissed in the right cases where the facts are on your side. So if you believe that applies to you, please don't hesitate to pick up the phone, call our office, and talk to one of the attorneys. We want to help defend your rights because, again, this is your life. and you want to make sure this isn't hanging over your head. Thanks for watching this video.